Hello, today we read Judge chapter 3. In chapter 2 it was about God did not like that the people of Israel did not kill all the Canaanites, even if they could, and God was saying, I will let them live among you because you didn't listen to me, and that will be not okay for you, because they are praying on idols, and they are they will live among you to be tested, if you are with God or not, or if you follow them or if you follow God, something like that. And yeah, it was very sad. Now let's read the chapter 3 to see what's next. These are the nations the Lord left to test all those Israelites who had not experienced any of the wars in Canaan. He did this only to teach warfare to the descendants of the Israelites who had not had previous battle experience. The people who had fought at first, that generation who was born in the desert, they died, and the next generation came up, or a next generation was born, and they had no experience in wars, and that is a reason why, plus reason why they didn't want to kill the Canaanites anymore. They were not fighters, only their fathers, but their fathers died. The 5 rulers of the Philistines, and who was the guilty on that? Their fathers. I think they should teach them. It is our responsibility, even if we are with God. It's our responsibility for our children to teach them. If we are not doing that, we will lose ourselves. Even Samuel, the prophet. Yeah, sometimes it's not your fault. You do everything you can, and from that on, it's their choices. But still, Eli, the priest, with those 2 children, Phineas and Hophni, they didn't follow Eli. And even Samuel, who was born in that at the temple of at Shiloh, and lived with that story in his life, in his family life, was like the same, almost. I don't know why. Even if he was a prophet, a great prophet, if you don't teach your children, you could be on the record, world record, but if you don't teach your children to follow you, or more to follow God, but yeah, it is not okay. And Samuel had children that they didn't follow him. And it was sad. I mean, yeah, sometimes it's not your fault, but yeah. The 5 rulers of the Philistines, all the Canaanites, the Sidonians, and the Hivites living in the Lebanon mountains from Mount Baal Hermon to Lebo Hamath. So, Canaanites, Sidonians, Hivites. They were left to test the Israelites to see whether they would obey the Lord's commands, which he had given their forefathers through Moses. The Israelites lived among the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. Maybe it was a problem of organization too. I mean, why Joshua already yeah, but if they didn't do that, I mean and after Joshua will die, they didn't know their territory of each tribe, but they could gather together and conquer all the Israel, kill everyone, and just after that to occupy the territory. But they didn't do that, and I don't understand why. Joshua divided them into each tribe, and each tribe had its territory to fight. But it was something like not okay. It was not okay organization, yeah, of the organization. That's okay. Somehow your territory, you are fighting for that, but still the Danites were weaker than the Canaanites or Hivites and Jebusites. They took their daughters in marriage and gave their own daughters to their sons and served their gods. Oh, they shouldn't do that. They should never do that. If you are united with marriage, you can never. Oh, I killed them. Yeah, I killed them, but they are half your brothers and half Canaanites, and it was the worst thing. The Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord. They forgot the Lord their God and served the Baals and the Asherahs. The anger of the Lord burned against Israel, so that he sold them into the hands of Cushan-Rishathaim, king of Aram, Naharaim. To whom the Israelites were subject for 8 years. But when they cried out to the Lord, he raised up from them a deliverer, Othniel, son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother. Who saved them? The Spirit of the Lord came upon him, so that he became Israel's judge and went to war. The Lord gave Cushan-Rishathaim, king of Aram, into the hands of Othniel, who overpowered him. So the land had peace for 40 years, until Othniel, son of Kenaz, died. So I don't know how much years from death of Caleb, or from Joshua, but the Caleb still lived, and I don't know, Caleb. Let's continue. Once again, the Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord. And because they did this evil, the Lord gave Eglon, king of Moab, power over Israel. Getting the Ammonites and the Amalekites to join him, Eglon came and attacked Israel, and they took possession of the city of palms. The Israelites were subject to Eglon, king of Moab, for 18 years. Again the Israelites cried out to the Lord, and he gave them a deliverer, Ehud, a left-handed man, the son of Gera. Benjamin. The Israelites sent him with tribute to Eglon, king of Moab. Now Ehud had made a double-edged sword about 1.5 feet long, which he strapped to his right thigh under his clothing. He presented the tribute to Eglon, king of Moab, who was a very fat man. After Ehud had presented the tribute, he sent on their way the man who had carried it. At the idols near Gilgal, he himself turned back and said, "I have a secret message for you, O king." The king said, "Quiet," and all his attendants left him. Ehud then approached him while he was sitting alone in the upper room of his summer palace and said, "I have a message from God for you." As the king rose from his seat, Ehud reached with his left hand, drew the sword from his right thigh, and plunged it into the king's belly. Even the handle sank in after the blade, which came out his back. Ehud did not pull the sword out, and the fat closed in over it. Then Ehud went out to the porch. He shut the doors of the upper room behind him and locked them. After he had gone, the servants came and found the doors of the upper room locked. They said, "He must be relieving himself in the inner room of the house." They waited to the point of embarrassment, but when he did not open the doors of the room, they took a key and unlocked them. There they saw their Lord fallen to the floor, dead. While they waited, Ehud got away. He passed by the idols and escaped to Seirah. When he arrived there, he blew a trumpet in the hill country of Ephraim, and the Israelites went down with him from the hills, with him leading them. That of king, it demoralized all the country, all the population. But still, it was the structure, it was very weird. I mean, if it's just the king, I mean, without the king, they didn't know how to do. They had no leader. They had not leading themselves, and there is an issue with that structure of having a leader and only a leader. It's a very good organization because it's one person, and there are not conflicts. Even if there was advices and from other people too, but still was a decision from one person, and the things God will get more easy on organization, organize the country or something like that. But if there are thousands or at least hundreds of heads of leaders, and if they are not together, they are not united, it's very difficult with this country. But still it's not a dictator, and it's a good thing too. It's democracy, and And the Israelites went down with him from the hills, with him leading them. "Follow me," he ordered, "for the Lord has given Moab, your enemy, into your hands." They said, into your hands, not into my hands. So they followed him down, and taking possession of the fords of the Jordan that led to Moab, they allowed no one to cross over. At that time they struck down about 10,000 Moabites, all vigorous and strong. Not a man escaped. That day Moab was made subject to Israel, and the land had peace for 80 years. After Ehud came Shamgar, son of Anat, who struck down 600 Philistines with an ox goad. He too saved Israel. Maybe he was not a leader of all Israelis, but still he did something. He alone killed 600 of Philistines, and that is not that easy. yeah, we see here fights and wins of physical, but it was not just physical, it was physical and spiritual too, because they were the Canaanites and all of those, they were praying to other gods and to not to the real God and to the God, and it was morality in that too. It was a spiritual fight too. There was a chapter. May the God, yeah, we must have wins on spiritual and physical, yeah, but not by killing, but on physical too. You have your provocation, how can I say, in life, and you should be a winner. God helped them somehow, but yeah, they were, their heart was a bit partially, not half with God, and just some time to time, and okay, that was a chapter. We must never leave God and have nothing impartiality, or how can I say, of our heart to have all of our heart to God. I mean, God to be in our heart. Okay, that was the chapter. May the God bless me, protect me, and enlighten me in the next chapter too. And if you want, you will see me there too. God bless you all and goodbye.